Welcome back to Trending on Shaw. It is called DreamINN for a Brighter Future. Well, what's that all about? In from the cold, you may have heard about it. They have an event called the DreamINN Big Family Gala. Executive Director Linda McLean joins me this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Phoenix.
Loving this weather?
Very much. It's a nice respite from last week.
Boy, I bet it is.
Yes.
You know, when I think about places like the drop-in center or even In from the cold, when we have a sudden change in our weather like the snow that we had last week, this profoundly affects In from the cold.
It does. It's, you know, that was so early, and without, you know, planning for it, we weren't expecting that so soon to suddenly have this mass panic of having to equip, you know, a couple of hundred people with winter gear, especially kids who were in school already when that happened.
Yeah,
so,
and then and that as well too.
Exactly.
Someone who is unfamiliar with In from the cold, give us a synopsis.
Great. So In from the cold is basically a family shelter for families who are experiencing homelessness in Calgary. We serve men and women who have children in their care, as well as pregnant women, so that's how we define family. We operate 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and we provide everything from the basic needs services, food, shelter, clothing, medical care, as well as counseling, case management, support to find housing, early childhood development programming, life skills, everything that can help people get back on the path to successful independence.
I snicker a little bit because that's all you offer? Oh my heavens.
And a couple other things.
It is truly amazing, and you've been so gracious to show me around the facility a number of times. What I find fascinating when you go to In from the cold is that you need more space. I mean, sadly, you need more space.
We do. I think that, you know, when the organization purchased the building, which really was a blessing to be able to access that building at that time, I don't think people understood the magnitude of this issue and how much it might grow in coming years. You know, no one can predict the future really with 100% accuracy.
Right.
So we are definitely always straining at the seams.
There are 6 degrees of separation that you and I both agree on, is that there's somebody you might know in the city that actually does help at In from the cold. It is there's volunteers as well too.
Definitely.
People volunteering all the time, but you also have a staff as well too, a committed staff.
Yeah, we certainly have a staff who works with us in a variety of different roles, everything from direct frontline care work to counseling and early childhood work, and then we have people who do the work of working with organizing volunteers.
Right.
And we have a big network. I don't know if a lot of people know about it. In addition to our physical family shelter, which is our primary site down on 11th Avenue, we work with a big network of what we call community inns. Those are churches, mosques, synagogues, faith-based organizations that open their doors on a nightly basis, wholly volunteer staffed, to provide shelter to families in addition to what we can do in our family shelter space.
We were talking earlier about the bus situation, that there's a need for bus drivers. There is because you deal with kids as well too, because the parents bring in their kids.
Yes.
They've got to go to school. They need to be carted away as well too. This is affecting In from the cold as well.
Yeah, more than 2/3 of the people who are in shelter with us at any time are kids, and the vast majority of those are young children, so kids in elementary school age and little ones, infants and toddlers. Our school year started with a bang. Historically, In from the cold has owned and operated our own school bus because it's really critical that kids who are going through a difficult time period, a lot of uncertainty, be able to continue with their education and have that as a core of their routine. So we have always been able to transport our children from the shelter location and those returning from community inns to a school that we partner with and have worked really closely with for more than a decade. For the first time this year, our numbers were so high that we had more children than our school bus could accommodate.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
So literally second week into school, we were in panic mode. How are we going to get these kids to school? The solution was extremely stressful. We had staff groups escorting kids over to 9th Avenue, catching a city transit bus at 6:45 in the morning, changing buses twice to get to school. Not a workable solution, and the snow was just the icing on the cake. Really, having to drag little kids, you know, kindergarten kids out to 9th Avenue in that horrible wet snow first thing in the morning. Have to say that we brought that challenge to CBE, the good folks in admin there who deal with coordinating all of transport, and they came through for us. So we have been provided with a dedicated school bus that deals with In from the cold kids. So everybody's going to school.
That's great news. DreamINN Big Family Gala.
Yes.
It happens this Saturday. Now, you were saying that it's sold out.
It is sold out.
So yay, Calgarians. Real briefly, what is it all about?
This is our second year running this. It's a special event. It is fairly unique in that it's a gala, formal, dinner, entertainment event, but it's for people who come together as a family. So bring your little ones along. We got everything from babies to teens there with us at the gala.
Beautiful.
Most of those sort of evening events don't include children. In this case, it's the whole family. There is a lovely dinner, lots of children's sort of focused entertainment, some special events, candy galore, you know, dressing up, dance floor, DJ, the whole bit.
But don't miss out. Don't miss out next year, because this year's sold out.
Yeah, it is sold out, and we're really happy to report that because it is a very important event for us. The reason that we kicked it off last year and decided to host such a large-scale event was to raise the money to fund the basically the launch of our early childhood development programming, which happens in-house at In From the Cold. And the money raised from that completely funds a year's worth of operating for that program.
I love it. If you want to get involved in a great program, get involved with In From the Cold. Executive Director Linda McLean, thank you very much.
Thank you, Phoenix.
More of Trending on Shaw coming up right now.